Hey Gemini, welcome to your reading for September 2022. My name is Shay. Let's go ahead and hop right into these cards. So, what does the zodiac sign Gemini need to know about September 2022? Make the message abundantly clear for me, Spirit. What does Gemini need to know about September 2022? What do my Geminis need to know about September? The Hermit card. What does Gemini need to know about September 2022? What are they experiencing? The Wheel, or the Wheel of Fortune. What does Gemini need to know about September 2022? Make the message abundantly clear for me, Spirit. What are they experiencing? The Nine of Cups in reverse. Three of Swords in reverse. We're going to put all these back because that's a lot. What does Gemini need to know about September 2022? Make the message abundantly clear for me. Thank you. Strength. And Five of Wands. Okay. Let's see, Gemini. The color yellow, or someone's blonde hair or dyeing their hair blonde may be important. Because there are 3 blonde women here. Hell, 4. There are a lot of blonde people here. Maybe just a different color altogether. You could be dyeing it blue, something like that. Or someone's dyeing their hair, okay? Okay, Gemini, so we got some different energies going on here. So there is a sense of peace, calm, and quietness. For some of you, this is genuinely peaceful. This is intentional, like you're taking time away. You know, you just like, I'm sick of everybody and everybody's sick of me and I just want to be alone. It doesn't have to be. But I do think that for some of you, this is kind of like a quiet period in your life, a quiet stage of life, because you're kind of invoking some change. Whether it's change in the way things are done in your life, a change in your personality, a change in your finances, something in your life is changing. And I think part of that change involves you just being kind of quiet and kind of being in a state of introspection, I guess is a good word. Thinking about what you're doing and where is it going to take you, especially if some type of emotional situation recently happened. For some of you, this is romantic with the Swords card and maybe even the Nine of Cups. It just didn't turn out how you wanted to. There's some type of breakup or some type of heartbreak. But for some of you, I don't think that it was romantic. I think it was just you had your sights set on something and it just didn't happen that way. It kind of fell apart. So I'm thinking more so like a career, or like it was an expectation almost. And when it didn't come to pass the way you thought it would, it like kind of depressed you a little bit. There also could just be some anxiety going on too, and then that causing some emotional turmoil there. So that kind of took the taste. It kind of took the taste out of things. Kind of took the color out of life a little bit for you for a moment there. And that may be something that happens in September where it doesn't go the way you wanted to do, and it kind of life just doesn't seem as exciting anymore. And not to invalidate your feelings, because your feelings are valid. You may be being a little dramatic, okay? You may be being a little dramatic, about this situation. Like your feelings are valid, but you may be letting it affect you even more just because you're upset about it. So there is kind of a need to ground yourself, which is maybe why you may be going within, especially if it was something like career-wise or passion project-wise that you wanted to come to life. So just kind of getting in that calm bag, getting in that peace bag, okay? Now with this Five of Wands, there is some competitive energy. There could be someone that's kicking up a fuss, or vice versa, with other people about how things should be done, and when and where, and the details of those things. Some type of in-group fighting. But I do feel like this is a little bit of avoidance of something too. So it's like you're going through something with somebody, or you're going through a certain situation, and you're just like, okay, I'm gonna just avoid this, or like I'm gonna just act like this doesn't bother me. Like clearly it's bothering you. So you may want to address it, or vice versa, okay? So that may be something that comes up. See it as an opportunity to work with them, not against them. I just heard for someone getting kicked out of something. Not in a vicious way, more so like, and this is going to sound like such a random example, so if it doesn't apply, let it fly. You get kicked out of your tenure, or your tenure ends if you work at a school, or like your retirement comes up, or your contract, comes to an end. Something like that goes on, and that causes like you or them to be defensive, and it's a whole thing. So that may come up. Doesn't have to be though. So let's go ahead and clarify your love and relationships. What messages do you have for Gemini about their love and relationships in September 22? What are they experiencing this September? What are they experiencing in their love and relationships? What are relationships like in September 2022? One more. What is Gemini's relationships like in... Okay. So we have the other that came out first. Feel free to pause to read if you want to. Kicking it. Having fun, or aka meow. And why? Okay, so back to that frustration, shaking your head in disbelief, frustrated, annoyed, focusing on the solution rather than the problem. Okay, so remember that little drama. Somebody's bringing some drama to the situation, being a little dramatic, you know, trying to bring up things. A document may be important this month. Separation, divorce, and maybe it could be that not deep. This can be a contract. This can be a legal paper. Again, remember, something ends and it causes a little bit of hard feelings. There's a free-spiritedness here with kicking it and meow. There's an excitement here. There's a joyfulness here. If some of you are very creative, socially, you may be being appreciated for your talents. So if you are, like I said, if you're a singer, a dancer, or something like that, you may have a show, or you may have like an event to go to with different artists, stuff like that. And it doesn't have to be something like that. Like something about what you do, your genius is being appreciated. So that's kind of where you're socializing this month. If you are working on a project, there's a sense of like, people are going to want to know more about this project. They're going to want to be around for the creation. Almost a little bit like they kind of only want you for what you got kind of thing is giving Mike Jones. Back then they didn't want me, now hot O's all on me, which is why I think this, like, you trying to separate yourself, because it's almost like people are up on you and you like, okay, back up because I need a minute. So I can see you trying to like dip off and get moments. Like it may be enjoyable, but I also can see you trying to dip off and like take moments for yourself, because you like, okay, this is cute, but like y'all too far up on me. Just careful about, and this could be vice versa, careful about people who only want to be around because of what they feel like they can get. I don't, y'all, I don't play about that fear mongering, but I do get this sense that there's people who kind of just want to be in the limelight. So if you do have something going good for you, be careful about like someone who's hanging a little bit too closely around, because it may be for a reason. Especially with this other, normally the other gives me like third party, or gives me someone being interested in you romantically. Like that's not someone that you're interested in or in a relationship with yet. But it's giving me watching you from afar. It's giving me I'm your secretary, but like I want to be your manager. Like it's giving me something like that, okay? Yeah, and then again, back to that frustration. So we talked about that there is a little annoyance, there is a little bit of fight back, clap back in your romance, in your life period, your relationships this month, okay? Anything else Gemini needs to know about their love and relationships? Just clarifying. Anything else about their love and relationships? Yeah. Anything else? Okay, so yeah, beating them off with a stick, girl. Okay. Yep, beating them off with a stick. Opinions. I hate to say haters, but you know what I'm saying. Opinions, haters. You having a certain opinion and they don't like it, something of that nature, like you having to beat people off with a stick in that way. And also there's a little bit of control issue. So this could be a boss or someone who has power, who's kind of overdoing it. Something of that nature, but you kind of do need to protect your energy in a way. Or this is just you just wanting to prove your point and like wanting to be able to like defend yourself almost a little bit. So let's go back into your career. Let's see what's going on. What is Gemini experiencing in their career and finances in September 2022? What are my twins experiencing in September 2022 in their career and finances? Interesting. Ten of Cups. In reverse. Queen of Cups in reverse. I ain't gonna lie to you, it's a lot of hard feelings. All right. Three of Wands. Clarity. What do my Geminis need to know about their career and finances? My word, your cards is coming out crazy. King of Pentacles. Good to hear it. Woo, chat. Okay, there's the Star. There's Judgment. There is Four of Wands here in reverse, and then there's the Hermit. Now, this is the second time we've seen the Hermit. Gemini, you see how I took out the eye. Gemini, it's some hard feelings. I ain't gonna hold you. There may be some people that you are breaking away from, or you are realizing that it's not what it's cracked up to be. The job ain't what it's cracked up to be. The business ain't what it's cracked up to be, and you mad about it, or somebody's mad about it. Maybe you don't like the way something's going, but you're repressing your emotions because you're like, well, you know, like you're trying to figure out what you're trying to do, but you don't know what that is, so you're just kind of like being quiet about it right now. There is some expansive energy. There is some chances for you to expand what you do, but it's after this realization with this Three of Wands. So for some of you, this looks like leaving somewhere and then deciding like, okay, what's next? It's time to do better. Or you don't leave somewhere, you kind of cut ties with somebody, you know, financially, and then you're like, okay, how do I feel this position? Like you're ready to expand. There is some money coming in. There is some stability there, but something's not what it's cracked up to be, or someone's not what it's cracked up to be. So it's almost like you got to deconstruct the house a little bit. Okay, there's still hope, but something has to come to judgment. Somebody has to come to judgment even though they don't want to. And again, remember that avoiding a situation. So maybe that applies to your career as well. It's cool to go in your hermit mode if you need time to think and if you need time to reassess. It's not cool if you're doing it because you're running from responsibility or running from having to make a decision. Okay, and that applies vice versa if it's somebody else, like, you know, they owe you something, they need, you know, their clarity is needed, but they're like trying to run and hide. Now, I won't lie to you, Gemini, there is a kind of a little bit of under message of you needing to have a little more gratitude too. Like you almost just, someone's like has a devil may care type of attitude about their career instead of looking at it like what it could be. You know what I'm saying? So being a little, like not getting so caught up in what the little bitty details that's not going how you want them to, and realizing like, hey, I can do something with this. Clarity, any other clarification for Gemini's career and finances in September? Yeah, nothing is set in stone. Yep. Remember that expansive energy. So nothing is set in stone. Set in stone can mean a multitude of things, but it's almost like either things are still able to move and be flexible, and also you're a mutable sign. So things are still flexible and things can move and change. Or just because something's going the way it's going now doesn't mean that it's going to be there that way forever. So keep that in mind when it comes to your career and finances. Okay, so let's go ahead and get your theme for the month. Let's see what's going on. What theme do you have for Gemini in September 2022? Y'all cards is coming out like butter. Like this is making this go so much faster. Courage. And remember, we have the strength card. So a Leo could be a big deal in your life, Gemini. Just a Leo. I was going to say a fire sign, but no, because all I'm seeing is lion. Okay, and then we have life purpose. And we have transformation. Child, look, let me tell you how your theme of the month is so clear. So you may have to stand up for yourself in a lot of ways, or you may have to withstand or endure in a couple of ways this month. A situation that seems like it's hard, or a situation that it seems like you are not even just feeling stagnant, but you feel like you're on one road all the time and this is the only way that it can be. That's not the case. There's some chance for you to change your circumstances. And so, these same cards apply, like we've been talking about. You're gonna probably, Gemini, you've been on the precipice of your like purpose for some time now. I feel like either you're already in it or you've been like dabbling on it, but like haven't fully made the jump. I feel like this month is going to come with a lot of clarity about what that is, as long as you're doing the work. And again, those hermit mode moments are necessary. You taking the time to yourself alone to really like assess the plan of action versus like what other people want, what other people like, you know, factoring in your children or whatever the case may be. Not that they don't need to be factored, more than it's like, let's say you're staying at a job because it makes you a lot of money because your kids, you want to make sure your kids have a beautiful upbringing, as you should. But there is a way to like save money for those things and do what you're passionate about at the same time. You're just not doing it, and then you're making yourself unhappy. And so then we also have transformation. So there will be a transformation by the end of the month, even if it's just as small as you changing your mind. Okay, Gemini, thank you so much for watching this reading. If it resonated for you, please go ahead and like, share, comment, subscribe below, and follow me on IG for daily zodiac updates. Remember that I love you, and I hope you're having an amazing day. Bye.